Cincinnati is a city in Ohio. Cincinnati is my fucking hometown. Okay, I am from the west side of Cincinnati, Green Township, Bridgetown Middle School, Oak Hills High School. Shout them out. No one gives a fuck. Oh, now I can look up your pictures when you were in school. I look like all the other people that look like me. I'm from like white town. Okay, we all look the fucking same. You see me is a series of other kids with square fucking heads. Okay, square head central, slightly different colored eyes and hair. I'm from fucking Cincy. Cincy's got a fucked up history with everything, right? A lot of racial issues in America kind of like clash in Cincy of all places. And you wouldn't think of it because you're like, oh, fuck, it's not New York City where all the movies are. I've seen a film called Do the Right Thing. It's a Spike Lee joint, and it takes place in New York City, which is a hotbed of racial tension. Like, okay, yeah, whatever the fuck. Cincinnati was the end. Have you ever heard of the Underground Railroad? It ended in Cincinnati. There are books. You may heard some of them. Beloved by Toni Morrison, Uncle Tom's Cabin, Harriet Beecher Stowe. Am I fucking crazy for saying that? Like, I think that's what. They involve literally, if not Cincinnati, that last little stretch of the Ohio River, crossing it to get to Ohio, very often to Cincinnati, because the roads lead in that direction. Those are the roads you would follow. That doesn't mean that Cincinnati is some sort of fucking civil rights like leader. We're the nicest white. No. When I was a child, Cincinnati was notable for having the biggest race riot since the LA race riots, like in America, right? Which people don't talk to very often, but it was a whole deal. Cincinnati's police force, the CPD, are some fucking cunts. The white shirt mafia, everybody fucking hates them. I don't know if they've reformed since I left. No one likes the CPD. People tend to tolerate, if not like, the sheriff's department. Hamilton County Sheriff's a little bit more fucking put together. And then we have extant police departments all up. There was a fucking murder. I cannot remember because I was in like 8th grade. I should probably look this up. Maybe I'll give you guys a civics lesson on Cincinnati race politics. Very difficult to do. There was a murder. Cops killed a guy. Big fucking riot downtown when downtown sucked. To give you a breakdown of what downtown Cincinnati was like and try to kind of hit you with some shit, some on the ground fucking Cincy shit. There's a park in downtown Cincinnati called Washington Square Park, right? Washington Square Park now is one of the nicest places, if not the nicest place in the fucking city. It has been completely reformed, refitted, re-fucking formatted, all that shit. That is a neighborhood called Over the Rhine. Very German. When I was growing up, Over the Rhine meant scary as fuck. If you were going to Over the Rhine, you were dealing with some fucking bonkers shit. There is one movie from when I was younger set with a chunk of it in Cincinnati. I think it's actually 8 grams or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But some guy has to go find his crackhead daughter and he has to go to Over the Rhine. He's got to go to a fucking drug den, second floor drug den and Over the Rhine to get her. The OTR. OTR was some shit. OTR is getting fixed up now. It's like Yuppie Center, white people, fucking Central, Findlay Market, all the black folks getting fucking boost. It was literally the point. The gentrification of that area was so stark. You could literally see where it got fucking dark because they fucking had no lights. I'm not even fucking, you could literally walk or drive into from no lights, nothing to fucking lights. That is how fucking tight the gentrification was in OTR when I'm in college, like 2013. So you driving down the hill from Clifton. I was in college. I worked down in OTR at bars and shit. I was a bouncer. Shout out Lackman. Fucking back in the day. And you would literally drive, and it's dark as fuck. Like, and it's not like a black people. Literally no fucking lights. The street lights are not working. They'll be there. They're just not on. People's houses are boarded up. There is no light coming from the fucking windows, from the doors. It's all fucking plywood with fucking windows and like what if there was a business here, maybe there'd be some fucking toys and shit. Let's draw the toys in so the kids don't have to walk past. Absolute squalor on their way to school. All that, and then boom, electricity. I mean like a night and fucking day. It would bombshell, fucking $350,000 minimum property. $2 million property. Boom. With like the little oh my God, they're like old gas lanterns. This reminds me of the historic districts we used to have. That is fucking Cincinnati. It is the most block by block motherfucking city you have ever been to in your life. You go to all the old places. My family's from fucking Price Hill. Price Hill was rough as fuck when I was growing up. It's still not perfect now. But like, you go to the Incline District and no one that's not from Cincinnati knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Holy Family Church is where I was fucking baptized. That's my family's go-to church. People get married there. Confirmation, confirmed at Holy Family. Check it. Understand? Yeah, that's the cred, okay? I still didn't even grow up in fucking Price Hill. I grew up in Green Township, which is not anywhere near as bad, but has its like moments. You know what I mean? Not a true 50-50 half in, half out person like a Delhi motherfucker. Somebody hearing this on a fucking, anyone hearing this on a fucking live stream right now is from, no one has heard this. No one has said this outside of Cincinnati. I'm saying like deep lore of my own city type shit. But like even there, you know, the Incline's getting fixed up now and they got the, you know, Incline public house and all that shit. Hopefully that shit's still fucking live. I don't know. And then it'll be like, boom, like, oh shit, this is so fucking nice. And then you go, but one more over, like, damn, that's a lot of fucking kids' toys in that front yard with that pit bull. And I don't see no kids. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you don't, you don't. So that's Cincinnati. At the time, back in the day when the race riots and shit was going on, fucking Washington Square Park was fucked. Okay? And this is a story that was told a bunch of times. This is like leading up to it. The cops used to drive through the park to go to calls, right? CPD would drive through the park. And you're like, what do you mean through the park? Like on roads? No, motherfucker. Through the park. On grass, over bushes, past trees and shit. And they knew that homeless people were fucking sleeping there. And they ran homeless people down in the middle of the fucking night while they were asleep and just went on. Trying to go fucking war on drugs, some shit. That was fucking downtown Cincinnati, okay? And all of that stems from a thing that if you don't know anything about racial politics in America, you've never heard of this before, and if you do, it's speaking to the choir. They killed black neighborhoods back in the day by cutting them in half with the fucking interstate, all right? So we did it twice in Cincinnati to make sure it fucking took, essentially, and killed all fucking black wealth in that city. Fucking I-75 cuts right through the fucking side of downtown. And all those neighborhoods I'm talking about are on the right side, if you're coming up north, of 75, and on the fucking left side of 471, 71 split, whatever the fuck, going up. So you have like the Pendleton neighborhood, I think it is. It's over there on the fucking, you guys know where the Bell Church is. Not my, but literally it's a church full of bells. It's a thing. You know, and then you have these splits. And where the fucking highways are and the overpasses are and the tunnels and shit, those cut off neighborhoods that are absolutely fucking obliterated because people couldn't cross the roads and shit, and then they cut them off of those jobs, and they couldn't do a bunch of this other stuff. They cut the 75 cut all of downtown black Cincinnati off of Union Terminal, which is the train station that the Amtrak used to go to. One of the biggest fucking train stations in America. It's still there, and it should be reactivated if we had fucking real people running this country. One of the biggest fucking train lines in America goes through the Western Hills Viaduct, goes right over the fucking top of it. Train tracks for literally a quarter mile. There's like 30, 40 fucking tracks side by side. It's huge. They cut all the black folk off from it, right? And then up there on the viaducts where it goes, they cut off Wyoming from the rest of the black folk. That's what the fucking rich white people are. And so you can literally see black communities being isolated by the hill and then the fucking interstates all and segmented off and just literally cut off from everything. And so like Cincinnati has a crazy racial history. And now that they've started fucking, doing the gentrification and shit back in the late aughts or whatever the fuck. And then like 10 years before that ish was the race riots. And that shit was fucking nuts. I remember it being way like overblown. I can't remember all the same like the statements. I'm not going to get into it because that's way too much to fucking talk about. But like, I'm in fucking Green Township. Nowhere, no one's coming to Green fucking Township. And you've got people walking around like, I swear to God, they come up here, it's going to be the last. They come up here, they're going to be heading back down with their fucking head between their head and fucking whatever the fuck, talking shit. It's like fucking 7 or 8 miles away. Cincinnati's metro is spread out like fucking crazy. It truly Midwestern as fuck like place. So understand this also. When I say Cincinnati, I don't necessarily mean the downtown center, which is like this fucking, 325,000 some odd people, whatever the hell. That's Cincinnati. That's like CPD, Cincinnati Public Schools, the heart of the city. Everybody in Cincinnati is essentially everybody on the inside of, depending on who you're talking to, kind of like the exit 15 loop. I think really most everybody will agree Westchester is for sure at the end of the city and coming in. So you have a lot of like external cities. You got Kenwood, Reading, fucking I always forget what the hell whatever there's on whatever fuck exit 7 to 7 goes. You guys know what I'm talking about. Fucking that place used to be a crazy white people fucking shithole. I don't remember. Ronald Reagan Highway, all that. Bluegrass Parkway's not there. Whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. But like it's all spread out and there's these little tiny like, towns sort of out there, right? So even though you might hear like a town or like a village, it's still like that's still Cincy. Like right next to where I grew up in Green Township off Bridgetown is a place called Cheviot, which is the city of Cheviot. It's still fun. It's just Cincinnati. Like nobody's like, I'm from Cheviot, Ohio. Like what the fuck? You and like what, 10 other fucking people? Are you out of your mind? So one of the places in Cincinnati that's like one of those kind of like little areas is a place called Lincoln Heights. And Lincoln Heights, I remember hearing a bunch about when I was in college. I didn't know this place existed until then, but it is basically a black enclave inside of Cincinnati, purpose built for there to be like a black suburb, right? Because Cincinnati is, Northerners weren't that big on slavery for various reasons, but they also were not particularly nice to the people that showed up on the other side of that river to kind of break it down, right? So you show up and it's like, okay, well, slavery bad and fuck the South, but also you're not living in my fucking neighborhood or my kid's neighborhood or my friend's neighborhood. You're going to go somewhere the fuck else type jam, right? So there's very insular communities all throughout Cincy, and it's breaking down now. And it's not quite like as psychotically obvious as like Southern redlining, but I'm not going to say it's very, very good. And I'm not going to say it's in any way, shape, or form like beneficial to people that are a part of it. And this will all go to a thing. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the history of Cincinnati. You're never going to fucking hear. But this is Lincoln Heights, Ohio. Village in Hamilton County, Ohio, United States. Population was 3,144 at the 2020 census. It's a suburb of Cincinnati, right? Cincy suburbs are still Cincy, right? For all intents and purposes. It's just how the city talks about itself. It's just really the case. True Cincy is East Side, West Side, North Side. I think Lincoln Heights is just past North Side. But like, it's Cincy, right? Lincoln Heights was founded in the 1920s by property developers as a suburban enclave for black homeowners working in nearby industries. It was originally an unincorporated area which had no fire, police, street lights, or paved roads. At the time, only some houses had electricity. Many black families bought houses in the community because zoning laws and redlining prevented them from purchasing property in other communities. So there's still redlining. Yes, absolutely. The first attempt at incorporation came in 1939. The motive was so residents could establish their own municipal services. Laughlin residents objected to the Lincoln Heights incorporation proposal. I'm reading this from Wikipedia. I don't give a fuck. There's deeper shit. There's people who have done like really, really deep dives. That's what this is all going to be based on. But I just want to give you a fucking overlay. And I was reading the Wikipedia about it earlier. It's like, this is pretty much what I heard from people that lived there and were talking about it while I was in college. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Really? Like, yeah, man. It's an island. It's an island in the middle of fucking like Cincinnati that people don't know. They drive past all the time. Yeah, Laughlin residents objected to the Lincoln Heights incorporation proposal because they feared Lincoln Heights business district may compete with its own. So they filed an objection several minutes before the filing deadline occurred. This was the start of a series of delays. Kitty Morgan of Cincinnati Magazine wrote that the Hamilton County and state governments were unsympathetic to the attempted incorporation. The manager of the Wright Aeronautical Plant, located on land that Lincoln Heights residents wished to incorporate, also filed an objection because he did not want the factory to be in a majority black municipality. The communities of Woodlawn and then Evendale incorporated, even though Lincoln Heights' application kept being delayed. They respectively took the western and eastern portions of the territory that were supposed to be in Lincoln Heights, the latter of which contained the aeronautical plant, now the GE Aviation Evendale plant, the persons trying to establish Lincoln Heights failed to successfully challenge the Avondale Incorporation in court. So, like, yeah, GDA, very big jobs. The lack of incorporation means that you don't have a vote, by the way. If you don't understand what that means, unincorporated communities aren't part of the corporation, right? So basically, they're just sort of vaguely residents of Hamilton County. So that's going to be their tax base. So if they pay any city taxes or income taxes like that sort of shit, they're not going to get anything back. They're an island, literally an island of black people with no vote, working at a major industrial center that's like driving the economy of the city, right? So those guys are getting the best of both worlds. You don't have to pay for these people like to live like human beings. You don't have to help pave their roads, connect when you incorporate them into the city and stuff, or even into the county. I hope they're at least incorporated in the county. But once you incorporate them, like you literally incorporate, right? Not just like a corporation, but like make into. So connecting them to city sewer, connecting them to electricity, connecting them essentially to the service district. So they had people who are workers living like slovenly third world conditions, not because those people wanted to live like that, because they were forced to. That's what you get. Lucky you. And it's an island. That's what people that I've heard talk about that place was like, it's an island in the middle of all of this where it's like people just getting shit on. So you don't really get a vote. Not really, especially in the most important stuff, local elections. That's why I don't want my plant in a majority black district. Not just because racism, although that's probably a part of it, but because now your fucking workers have a choice over what happens around you. So if you're like, well, I don't mind the way that the smokestacks are pointed. I know it hits a few of those houses down there, but they'll be fine. Like all the people that are dying of lead poisoning get together like, I think we should vote to not have the smokestack hit fucking Jenny's house because Jenny's kid's growing up all fucking crookedy. And so that's probably not good to have that blasting us. They don't want that. They don't want black people to have the vote. That's the fucking point of it. Lincoln Heights. Lincoln Heights. Understand that. And this is not an uncommon thing. I know anyone that knows about this shit, I'm preaching to the choir, half-assed. And anyone who doesn't know about this is like, that sounds fucking crazy. Really? Everywhere, bro. Everywhere. And then, you know, you hear about one of these kind of counties that actually are unincorporated areas that managed to self-incorporate and put themselves together. And then they fucking like have the National Guard or a bunch of fucking cracker ass goddamn KKK people dropping bombs out of fucking biplanes on you. You know what I mean? Like this is that shit. So this is like the racial history of America that's ongoing to this day. These people are still alive. I mean, the last little point we reached, this is like 1941. So these are guys that are serving in World War II and their kids, serving in Vietnam. They're still living like this, trying to fucking have roads. Not like they don't have anything, but like the road paving crews, you know, the connections. Hey, we got to make sure everything's good. We got everything up to code kind of stuff. Everyone's working together. You fall underneath a regular set of laws. You vote. The laws go and they do stuff. You're not part of that. He cuts you off. You're unpersoned inside of your own fucking country, right? I passed through Dayton on family business, but my recall on it isn't the best. Dayton is Dayton. Anything you remember about Dayton's probably true. Voters narrowly approved the incorporation of Lincoln Heights in a special election on June 18th, 1941. At the time, African Americans made up 98% of the community's residents. In 1946, Hamilton County allowed Lincoln Heights to incorporate with 10% of the original proposal's area. He said, so I got this, what I'm going to do for you is I respect the fact that you guys got together. Look at you all came together, you voted. Very impressive. There's a lot to read there. We made sure that was the case, but you read all of it and you did vote. Now, I do have a red pen here. And see, we're just going to make a little bit of an adjustment to the area. Now, I know you wanted all this, but we're going to make a little bit of an adjustment to the area. Like, fuck. 10% of the original print. It had no industrial tax base since there was no major factories or plants within the city limits. Other than the plant that was right there. They didn't draw a fucking, remember right? They didn't draw it. What? No. Wait. God damn, bro. They said, fuck them black people. That's raw. That's all that is. There is no like deeper thing to it. There's not a cerebral like 5D. Tyler, I don't know if you understand this, but there's complexities at hand that you don't know. No, it's just fuck them black people. That's it. That's all these decisions are. And I'm telling you, it's again and again and again and again. University of Buffalo professor of urban and regional planning who wrote a dissertation on Lincoln Heights, Henry Louis Taylor, stated that this made Lincoln Heights vulnerable to future economic problems. Boom. Morgan wrote that the halcyon days of Lincoln Heights were the post-World War II period through the 60s. At the time of incorporation, it was the only black municipality north of the Mason-Dixon Line, prompting Governor of New York Thomas E. Dewey to establish a tour of Lincoln Heights, inviting New York City residents to participate. The only one. You remember like a second ago where he was like, damn, they fucking fought that hard and they still took, they only gave him like 10% of that shit? That was the only one. North of the Mason-Dixon Line, which is a crazy way to articulate it, but it's also the most accurate. You know what I'm saying? And they fought that hard for that shit on their own. Because all the other things were getting incorporated. They weren't getting incorporated as black, which is still another trick, right? It's gerrymandering. You've heard that term. Well, black people probably have an opinion about how they're treated. And if you let them all get together and make a decision unsupervised, who knows what the fuck they'll say? That you're a racist, that you're stealing their rights, that it's crazy that you let open sewage lines just fucking go unfixed for years, you know? So what you do is you carve some of them off, right? And you make sure that they have supervision from white people, just a little bit. And so what you do is you take 100 black people, right? And you just peel off like 20, 30, 10% of it and put them over here so that when you finally get down to a black voting block that actually has like, I'm very concerned about black issues, right? Well, now you only have one small, we would say unsupervised block there. And then all those other voters, you know, they're being helped along, so to say, bit by bit by bit to make the correct decisions. Fucking gerrymandering. So they did everything in their power to just minimize the influence of this black industrial block. And this is Lincoln Heights. This is Lincoln Heights, Cincinnati. You don't fucking hear about it. I know no one from outside of my city's probably ever fucking heard of this place. And if they have, they are like a scholar of like fascinating moments. I didn't know it was the first one. Jesus Christ. In the 1970s, Lincoln Heights had 6,099 residents. In the 70s and 80s, many factories began to close, and the tax base of the city decreased, making it difficult to establish community programs. It became, and also don't forget, when they incorporated it, they cut it off from all of those other people around it and that industrial base that was there. So they absolutely minimized its ability to survive any issue past the one that they were like living in that day. Many residents who attended universities never returned to the city. Brain drain. By 1990, the number of residents in Lincoln Heights had decreased to 4,805. So, like, that's a fall off of about 1,300 total people. This further declined to 4,113 persons in 2000. In 2000, Cincy Magazine ranked Lincoln Heights in last place, number 84, and it's the best places to live, a ranking of the communities in the Cincinnati area. As of 2001, the community still included many longtime residents. Many persons who stayed in the city had been unable to leave Lincoln Heights. That year, the Lincoln Heights Economic Development Director, Claude Audley, stated that he received telephone calls from people expressing a wish to move back to Lincoln Heights. From 2007 to 2013, the values of homes in Lincoln Heights declined by 76.4%. During the same period, the housing values in nearby Indian Hill increased by 27.7. Do you know who lived in Indian Hill? Do you know who lives in Indian Hill right now? If you had to guess, chat, I'm going to give you 5 seconds, or I'll give you 10 seconds plus the delay. If you had to guess a person I was talking about today that lives in Indian Hill, who would you say it was? Indian Hill, I'm going to give you a bit of a spoiler, is the richest neighborhood in Cincinnati by far. Indian Hill is one of the richest neighborhoods in America, I'm actually pretty sure. It is an unfathomably wealthy place. Richer than fuck, okay? If you had to guess one person who lives in Indian Hill that I've talked about today, who would you guess would it be? Bum, 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 bum. Done. Bum, boom, boom. It's going to fuck you up. The answer to this is going to fuck you up. Oh, absolutely not Jesse Ventura. No. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne lives in fucking Indian Hill. Lil fucking Wayne lives in Indian Hill. Oh my God. And Loveland is, I believe, where Dave Chappelle lives. And I think Dave Chappelle may have lived in Indian Hill for a little bit too. They are not going to be living in Lincoln Heights. Lil fucking Wayne, yes, Wayne Carter lives in fucking Indian Hill. I think to this day, still. Me in Indian Hill? You're out of your fucking mind, bro. Oh my God. Let me see. So Lil Wayne still live in Indian Hill. Lil Wayne, Indian Hill, Cincy. Lil Wayne's estimated net worth is $170 million. Yeah, he can afford to live there. Oh, is this his house? Yeah. I think this is it. Got himself a little pad. This is what came up when I searched for him in Indian Hill. Oh man. Your money. Last sold in 2003. But yeah, Lil Wayne lives in fucking Indian Hill. Isn't that fucking bonkers? It's like crazy. A ton of people do. It's like famous as fuck people live there because it's like next to nothing. I was listening to somebody talking about Atlanta, the show Atlanta, and they're like, you need a panic farm, right? Like a panic room, but like a farm. And I was like, oh fuck, they're just talking about the fucking rural Ohio north of Cincinnati. That's what they're fucking talking about. That's what that is. Fucking all these people that ain't from fucking Cincy, they ain't from Ohio and shit, just living up there and fucking wherever the fuck. Oh man, isn't that crazy? Hulk Hogan? No. Chappelle lives in Lockland, I think. Lockland or Loveland. And I think he lived in Indian Hill for a while. And like Lockland is not that fucking far away, right? It's right there. You know what I mean? He's got a whole ass farm. My God. Funny as shit. Funniest fucking thing in the world. I just thought that it tickles me fucking pink. You know what I mean? Wealth just turns you into a different kind of person. You could live in fucking Lincoln Heights. You could go and live in Lincoln Heights. And you could fix the fuck out of Lincoln Heights. You could go live in a fucking absolute like boogered out area, build it up, put some fucking money back into the community kind of shit. Nah. Fucking my man's out there in Indian Hill. You don't even know. Indian Hill's like fucking it's just green, right? Like, oh fuck, shit's beautiful. You know, driving around, you feel like you're, you know, listening. Like if you drive around Indian Hill and you listen to like Tyler the Creator's like "Call Me If You Get Lost" things, you're like, you know, always keep a picnic in the thing. Blah, blah, blah. Like you're like, oh, I get it. This is like Green Acres ass shit. Fucking right next to us. They peeled it off. Yeah, watch out now. Why do you think? Oh, by the way, why do you think all the Indian Hill people are rich? Yeah, Procter and Gamble downtown, GE Aviation right next door where all the black folks are. Who gets the tax district? Who makes the money? You gotta. Oh, we're just gonna drive right past you there. Okay, now calm down there. Calm down there, Steve. Calm down there. I've got to get in the building. I know you guys. It's hard for you to wake up. I am coming down off Indian Hill. White person living on Indian Hill is crazy. First off, that's a bonkers thing to call a place. It just got that colonial vibe, like as colonial a vibe as you can get outside of the fucking like Virginia and shit. When you're just on like Appamata, Wada Street or whatever the fuck. Like, damn, we killed them. Whatever the fuck that word means, we killed the fuck out of the people that said it. I live on Indian Hill. You know why it's a hill? Literally, it is a burial mound. It's fucking Indian burial mounds all over there. They're not around anymore. We got like Shawnee Park. I've never met a Shawnee person. I can tell you that right now. When they say Indian Hill, they're not fucking kidding. There's a hill. It's full of dead Indian people, Native Americans. That's Indian Hill. Fucking. You ever been to Shawnee Park? Yeah. Well, a lot of white people out there doing their little picnics. Yeah, you see there's a lot of culture out here. The Native Americans buried their people in this great serpentine mound. It's very beautiful. That's really cool. Where are they? Well, they're under there, and then they're all the way over there in a nice place we call Oregon, on the other side of who gives a fuck. You got to buy your way in. The racial history of America. There you go. Cincinnati, Ohio, where the river bends, right? Fucking heart of evil. Dude, if there's a heart of darkness in America, it starts on the fucking Mississippi and it gets real weird once you fucking turn past the Licking River. Like, okay, what's going on here? White River people, you are going to see some shit. They got racism flags that you didn't know existed. I'm not even fucking kidding. It's a real thing. What do you mean? Nazi, Confederate, Ku Klux Klan order of this and that, fucking this motorcycle group that has trust me, you see racism that's getting like incepted to new shit. All right. Cincinnati, Ohio. Crazy as fuck. That's Indian Hill, right next to Lincoln Heights. One of the poorest, shittiest neighborhoods in America, or at least in Cincinnati, right? Next to the richest one there, where the fucking movie stars come to get away from the, I've been on tour for too long, I gotta get away from everybody. And there's tons of them up there. All kinds of movie stars and shit. They don't fucking come into Cincinnati necessarily. Because Cincy's got CVG, which is like one of the biggest international airports in the region, right? And by Cincinnati, I mean Newport, Kentucky has it, Covington. It's across the river, but like you can get anywhere and then back and then not have to doesn't cost anywhere as much as like traveling in and out of like LAX and shit. Hey, Shep's here. What's up, man? Oh, everybody hates Indian Hill. Indian Hill was so snooty. They'd refuse to compete in Wyoming for track field because our track wasn't nice enough. They would always make us come to Indian Hill's track, which is crazy because Wyoming is fucking like based. Begging the Crabs is doing a stream on me right now. Just figured you should know. Why the fuck would I give a fuck? He's gonna get his. Was he making up a little bit of this and that? Okay. Let me finish this up though. From 2007 to 2013, the values of houses in Lincoln Heights declined by 76%. Okay. 2013, the population was down to 3,367. From 1970 to 2013, therefore, the population had declined by 54% or 45%. The population in nearby Blue Ash, East Side, had increased by 46% during that time frame. So like Blue Ash, nice. Indian Hill, very nice. Wyoming, very, very nice. Fucking, you got to go past in these areas, right? You got like Wyoming. They got the, what the fuck is that cemetery that's there? It's like one of the nicest cemeteries in the city. It's like got gigantic monuments and stuff to the people that are like, I wrote the first laws in Ohio, you know, like guys that are like, I helped with the incorporation of the state are like buried in this fucking place. And then you just see the degradation. Rookwood. Is it Rookwood? Rookwood Northern? Rookwood is, I think, the thing I was thinking about earlier. Rookwood. Rookwood's a fucked up little scab town. I used to get drunk there with some rando fuck I met in a sales job. Wyoming is a melting pot of rich and poor. I love Wyoming. They're good people mostly. I like most of the people I've ever met in Wyoming. It's just like beaver cleavery. Wyoming's also in like a flat area, so it doesn't look like suburban Cincinnati as I know it. Fucking Delhi, Green Township, Bridgetown, Price Hill, you know, Coleraine. That's like what I'm used to. Like I've never been to what the fuck is that called? The North Side until at a different time. It is what it is. This isn't the same Lincoln Heights as that late 2000s ABC Family Show yet, though. I have no idea. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Late 2000s Family Show would not be something I watched. Can we talk a second to just talk about how much of Ohio is named after other places? I mean, almost all of it. If you can understand, if the place name is English in America, it's named after somewhere else. If it's not like fucking like Chattahoochee or Pawnee or Cheyenne or Ohio or fucking Powhatan or anything like that, this is fucking it's named after somewhere else because there were no English people here, and then there were. Fucking Native Americans weren't walking around like, we should call this Bluefield. And this is, let's call this part Reading, but we'll spell it Reading, but we'll call it Reading and see who picks up on it. Yeah, this is the great Native American settlement of Covington. One day I hope there's going to be a great water tower here, and it'll say Florence Mall, and then we'll change it because of a lawsuit, and it'll be Florence Y'all, and we'll own it, and the minor league baseball team will be named for them. Fuck yeah. Oh, fucking Cincinnati. All this goes to people from Lincoln Heights are the most based residents of Cincinnati and kicked Nazis the fuck off a bridge. So all that is what the people of Lincoln Heights have been through. And there's 3,000 some odd of them. And obviously people aren't going to all be like just deeply connected to their community, you know, hardcore, dark roots, fucking go deep type shit. It's Cincy, so, you know, you kind of mix up, move in, move out, go here, go there, up, down, back, forth, left, right, all over the place. You know what I mean? And sometimes your community roots are really, really tight. Sometimes they're not. So I can't really speak to that. But I will say the people of Lincoln Heights were not having it. So when I say to people in Lincoln Heights, if you hear this and other people cover this story, I wanted you to know who the people of Lincoln Heights fucking are, because they deserve to be known. They really do. They are around, okay? They are more than just like, oh, okay, wow, that's a novel thing. Dude, when it was Nazis were parked outside of Lincoln Heights and did it, you need to know two things. A, first and foremost, they did not expect Lincoln Heights to show the fuck up. And second, they thought that they were going to be appealing to fucking Indian Hill. That's exactly what it was. They came out, they got on the fucking bridges, and they wanted to say like, hey, east side of Cincinnati motherfuckers, the Nazis are here. Wah, 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 wah. Noises, noises, noises. Some big fucking thing, okay? Fucking people in Lincoln Heights didn't fuck around with it. Okay, so when you see this and you hear anyone else talking about it, you can spread it. You don't have to correct anyone or anything. And there's people that are from here are more like, they deserve to be talked about. When I heard that, I was like, I got to fucking talk about this. The people of Lincoln Heights were not having it. After 100+ fucking years over there, all right, a lot of they know their grandma's been there. Grandma was there for the incorporation fight. Great grandma, like, literally came across the fucking water from Kentucky. You know, and you know what I mean? Like, Toni Morrison, beloved ass fucking village. Yeah. Like, fucking not many generations away from, like, why are you here? Like, did you just come for the opportunity? Like, yeah, the opportunity was the fucking North Star. We landed here, and this is what we have. And Nazis showed the fuck up at it. That Lincoln fucking Heights. Respect forever on the name of Lincoln Heights, dude. That's crazy shit. People trying to forget them. Only ever been as much as 6,000, but they are fucking there, bro. Based as fuck. There you go. So little fucking Nazis got up. This is I-60 or I-75, apparently the most dangerous interstate corridor in America. I cannot recognize this part of it from this angle because normally I'm down in here. But this is the most traditional Cincinnati building. This is our standard building in Cincinnati for every office. It's this horrible, brutalist block fucking building with these black windows. My mom used to work at Great American Insurance forever ago. Anybody know? Up by fucking Cincy Mills, I think that is. Have you guys ever seen that? That's like ingrained in my head. Ugly as fuck. All the buildings go up like this. Big bar window. Gray fucking blocks, black fucking windows, and then usually if it's particularly large, there'll be one or two big fuck off pillars down in the front part of it. Stupid as shit. Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After roughly a dozen people displayed swastika emblazoned flags on an overpass over I-75 near Lincoln Heights and Avondale. That's Evendale, not Avondale. Avondale's. Am I fine? I don't know. Avondale. Fairmont, Avondale. Evendale. Is that Avondale? Are they calling it Evendale? Am I crazy? What the fuck? Sometimes people get you with their accents. Avondale. Okay, no, Avondale's different. They're not calling Evendale. Am I fucking crazy? Avondale? Cincinnati? Evendale. Okay, no. Yeah, all right. I have cousins that lived in Avondale. I did. They moved. Okay, yeah, so Evendale. So it's up. pushing toward Blue Ash. That's if you guys. So this part of 75 is like all on the way to like Kings Mill, Kings Island and shit. Y'all ever heard of Kings Island, the fucking amusement park? On the way up that way. You will not win, said Julian Cook, a pastor in Lincoln Heights. You will not win. You may try, but we have a history of being able to push past these things, as difficult as they may be. You will not win. Say hate has no place in their communities. The people with the flags could be seen on traffic cameras displaying around 6 black flags with bright wedge swastikas in the middle. Fucking getting all fucking German here. The people displaying the flags appeared to be dressed in all black clothing, including black balaclavas and red face masks. By the way, sorry, this is from Channel 9, WCPO Cincinnati. Channel 9, coming to you live with the weather at 9 a.m. Channel 9 with the weather at 9 by Felicia Jordan. I applied to work here. I didn't get the job. They weren't hiring a multimedia guy at the time. My message to the people displaying the flags appeared to be dressed in all black clothing, including black balaclavas and red face masks. My message to the people that's spreading hate, what do you get out of it? Because God said love all, said Charlene Evans, who lives nearby. Love all. In this community, we got every race, so we love all. Saritha Brown, who lives nearby, said the incident signals a time for the community to stand together. It is now time for us to unify, said Brown. It is now time for us to stand for each other. All of this disruption and all of the confusion and all of the things has to subside. And we must join and build together, because if not, nobody is coming to save us. Many of the individuals with the flags were also openly carrying rifles. So these fucking guys, all right? The group also had a banner displaying on the overpass with white supremacy messaging on it. Also on the banner were the symbols the Anti-Defamation League says are often used by white supremacist groups and the Nazi Party. Mayor Aftab Purval, I do not know this guy at all, I've officially been out of Cincinnati for too long. I've never heard that name. Issued a statement on social media saying the display was shocking and disgusting. Messages of hate like this have no place in our region, wrote Purval. It was shocking and disgusting to see swastikas displayed in Evendale today. This is not what we stand for, and it will never be what we stand for. When the group first appeared, Hamilton County dispatcher said police responded to the scene and were working on keeping the peace. Evendale police told us they became aware of an unannounced protest on sidewalks of the overpass. The protest, while very offensive, was not unlawful, reads a press release from Evendale police. I don't think that's the fucking case at all. And by the way, I was telling you, we have local, I'm glad I brought this up, so now you can see, like, what do you mean Evendale police? All right, yeah, so Cincinnati only has the CPD, right? Hamilton County sheriffs are the closest thing to, like, universal law enforcement in the area. All the outstanding little tiny communities in the greater metro are disconnected and have their own little independent police forces that vary in quality wildly. I'll say that. Blue Ash, I think, is Blue Ash or fucking Indian Hill. I was going up to visit somebody, like after I got out of, after I was getting out of or got out of the Marines or something, and we got pulled over in the middle of the night just because my fucking car wasn't very nice. I'm just whoop, 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 like full on, like driving a fucking speed limit, nobody's drunk, like 9 at night. Hey, what you guys doing here? All right, license ready. You guys know I pulled you over? No, I was just curious. Where are you heading tonight? Where are you heading? Where are you going? We're gonna go to, like, I think we went to an IHOP. We literally were like, IHOP. All right. Well, it says there on your license, your address is this. Right? You know, who you know around? You live around here? Or anything? Like, no. Visiting a friend who just moved. You know, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, well, doesn't seem to be in the car. You're in a. It's if you've never had this happen to you before, where like license and registration, the license part doesn't end with just the driver. I wasn't even driving. I had to give my license over. I was in the back fucking seat. I'm a Marine. All right. Okay. Well, we're just checking up. We like to keep it safe around here. You drive careful. Drive safe. Like, okay. Motherfucker, bro. We're driving away. That might like just, it's not like I'm like fucking hurt by feelings or anything. I was like, bro, your fucking car is a piece of shit. I guess that's the last time we go to the east side in a fucking Pontiac. You know what I mean? That's what we get for driving a Grand Am past the fucking viaduct. Oh, man. This is fucking like 2006, 2007 shit. Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies also responded to the scene. In a statement, Sheriff Charmaine McGuffey said they were also working to de-escalate the situation. There was an incident earlier today involving men representing a hate group who positioned themselves on an overpass near the village of Lincoln Heights. Lincoln Heights residents are understandably upset. We continue to work with the community and emphasize that there is no place for hate in Hamilton County. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office will continue to collaborate with the surrounding agencies and the residents of Lincoln Heights, she said, in part. So, like, this is the kind of fucking setup, dude. And if you haven't seen the video, hopefully we can see some of it. On traffic cameras, officers can be seen blocking traffic on the overpass. Shortly before 3 p.m., people waving the flags began packing their items into a U-Haul parked nearby. As they did this, a large group of people, roughly 20 or more, broke through the police barricades and rushed at the group with the flags. Photos and videos show community members grabbed a hold of one of the flags and burned it. Fucking Lincoln Heights, baby. Lincoln fucking Heights. Let's see the video. All right, UPS store. UPS. I don't know if you're like tasteful fucking advertising music is going to get me tagged, but let's see. Pig shit. I'm glad they disavowed. Fucking, I could be wrong at this point because you never know 100%, but Hamilton County sheriffs have always been pretty decent, and they were easier to work with by far. And most people I know, white and otherwise, tend to like the sheriffs a lot more, unless they have specific beef with them. Almost everybody hates local cops. Delhi cops, Green Township cops are ass. Green Township cop stole my fucking watch when I was a kid. He stole it and gave it to another kid, which is even crazier. Like, I was like, that's mine. He's like, are you sure? I don't care about your property. I was like fucking 10, 12 years old. I was just beating the fuck out of a kid behind a goddamn Skyline Chili. What do you want from me? Literally, I was the Skyline Chili on fucking Glenway. Bridgetown, sorry, not Bridgetown. Right next to Bridgetown Middle School, dude. Across from the UDF, I was in there fisticuffing a kid. Get. What a throwback. That means nothing to nobody. But anyone that's from my fucking neighborhood is like, you were fighting in the fucking Skyline up across from a UDF. Most Cincinnati shit in the history of mankind, you little white trash. Were you wearing a fucking white t-shirt with nothing on it? And like, I will not answer that question. Yes! Stole my fucking Timex, bro. That's like a $10 watch, man. I was in trouble. I was lying about it. Fucking middle of the summer, walking around my hand around my wrist and shit. Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know what happened. God damn, it took me fucking forever to get that goddamn watch back too. Motherfuck. I still owe that kid. He jumped me with a friend of his a few years later. I fucking owe that motherfucker. I have not forgotten. Check this shit out, dude. They bust past like, yo, what's the fuck? What the fuck? Look, fucking Nazis like, what's going on? Boogie. that fucking stick up the ass run these guys do. Check this shit out. The Nazis are heading toward the right, obviously. Hey, yo. Tommy TTT super chat at $15. Entertaining as always, Tyler. Good stream. Thank you very much for stopping by, buddy. Look, they fucking don't give a fuck, dude. Hell yeah. Go get in your U-Haul and fucking ski-doodle. Base. This guy throws some shit at the fucking vehicle. Watch this guy. I think we'll see it from another angle, too. Fucking Lincoln Heights, man. So yeah, what? Look, this dude, he pulls the duck around. Look, he's got like a brick or some shit moving. Oh no, it's not even him. It's that guy. It's this guy. He came from behind. Look, whap! Dude, what the fuck is that he throws at the car? He hits the fuck out of that van, dude. It's not even this dude. He's all the way back here. Watch. Pop, 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 pop. Sprint past. Fuck you. Whap. The fucking bounces off all the way up this side of the fucking screen. Wow. Dude, I fucking love to see that energy. Lincoln Heights, man. Lincoln fucking Heights, bro. They thought they were going to get away with it. They thought they were going to get away with it. But this is the kind of energy you got to bring for this shit. You have to be fucking on it. You can't be letting them feel you have to fucking, I don't know, where's the tolerance at? Punching Nazi, oh no, where's the tolerance at? So much for the tolerant left. I say so much indeed. Fuck them, bro. Fuck them. Like, god damn, man. That's the best reaction I've seen to that shit in forever. It's like, Tyler, would you do something like that too? I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. It's a little risky. It's a little risky hitting somebody in the fucking head with some shit in broad daylight in front of a cop. The fucking Nazis know that. You know what I mean? They're not trying to fucking light crosses on fire anymore because that shit would end real different. I mean, people fucking strapped the fuck up in Cincinnati. You're like, there's nothing keeping somebody from pulling a fucking full-on AR out. You're like trying to fumble with your lighter in some fucking kerosene or some shit. Right? What? Pop, 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 pop. Goddamn, fucking scores of Iraq vets all over that fucking city. Ask anyone that's in the military. They're like, dude, just a third of all of the people in the military come from Ohio for some reason. I guess so, dude. It feels like everyone is either from here or Pennsylvania or maybe Texas or Cali, and then New York, and then everyone else is represented as well. But just like a plethora of people from that area. Tyler, for someone not from Ohio, is Skyline Chili the Waffle House of Cincinnati? No, Waffle House is the Waffle House of Cincinnati. Not even really. Skyline Chili is like... Bro, Skyline Chili is Skyline Chili. I can't fucking say that in a better way. It is just what it is. Skyline Chili is like Primanti Brothers. Shout out fucking Pittsburgh assholes. Good fucking food. If Primanti Brothers fucking sucked. Greek excellence is all I can say. It's fucking Greek immigrants. They made their fucking nut off that thing. But yeah, no, I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. It's not open 24/7 either. Like, it's not necessarily open like late night unless you know like the one over in like Red Light. What do they call it? Not the Red Light District. Red Lantern District or whatever the fuck that place is called. Next to UC, and I think there's one in Clifton, past Clifton. Is that Covedale? Not Covedale. Fuck, I can't remember what the hell else. Whatever the fuck is past Clifton. Before you get to like the zoo and shit. That area. There's one that's open till like 2. The one that's in by UC, I think, is open till like 4-ish sometimes. Usually during the school year. Family friends actually own that one. People I know the people actually fucking own that franchise. They don't. They're not big fans of me. Because I'm pretty left in there. No, it's okay. They're good people though. It's not great though. But like I'm saying, man, we gotta fucking kibosh this shit. Done. The fucking tolerance for Nazis and weirdo fucks, man. It's just, what are you getting out of it? You know what I mean? Because it just feels like all of the people that are doing this shit are all trying to take my shit and your shit and ruin stuff and fuck everything up. You know, it's like again and again and again and again and again and again I hear this shit. Fucking tolerant left bullshit and fucking this and what's next? Are we gonna lose the freedom of speech? It's like I don't even give a fuck soon, cause like I don't like Nazis, and fucking I feel like that's not the freedom of speech. I don't know what it is. If we got to get rid of it a bit, ooh man, you're putting me in a position because I definitely don't like Nazis. I fucking don't like them at all. I'll defend to death your right to say it. I think I want to be not the above it all mediator between the two, and I just want to see you die. I don't know, because I don't like Nazis. I don't understand. Like, I feel like that's in a video game. We did it perfect. Every video game I think I've ever played with Nazis in it, you do the one thing that you ever need to do. You should kill literally fucking all of them, right? And like World War II, we did the thing, but we fucked it up a little bit. We killed almost all of them. We kept way too many around. But whatever. Surrender is a surrender. So, but now we got them talking and shit. And you're like, oh, what if you just see him walking down the street? It's not a video game. It's not World War II. And you're like, well, when I think about it, we solved this problem the same way twice before. Once in real life, once in fiction. And I feel like that solution's always the best. And like people thinking that it's not seems to make us have more Nazis. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I just don't feel. Still stand on the J. Jonah Jameson principle. If he has nothing to hide, why has he got a mask on? Alex Jones. Spider-Man. If he doesn't have anything to hide, why is he wearing a mask? That's my question. That's my only question. Fucking bring me pictures of Spider-Man. I think J. Jonah Jameson beyond that one. J. Jonah Jameson he ain't no fucking Alex Jones. He fucking hates a motherfucking Nazi. He don't like Spider-Man because he's got PTSD that's untreated. That's it. J. Jonah Jameson, a guy in a mask, killed his wife when he was, a younger man. And now he just doesn't like people in masks, which is the most reasonable shit ever. Like, I don't trust him. I get that. And I don't like the way it's going. I don't like it. I don't like these people. I've never fucking seen a Nazi I like. I can't think of one. I understand charming. Movies played by a guy who's not really a Nazi, kind of massaging it a little bit. But my favorite's Inglourious Bastards because fucking goddamn, that's my finest work yet. Right. Bear Jew. Like that guy. I like him. I like that guy. I like the people of Lincoln Heights. I think that's a good fix. Can always do more. But, yeah. Don't like Nazis. Brave statement. Yeah. Based Lincoln Heights, dude. All I gotta say is that in fucking like finality, tremendous. And I don't know if there's a lot of interest in this section. I will talk more about that. One of the only times I'll ever be able to do people don't care about shit. I mean, really, the real moment of this, the real thing that's happening here. What you're seeing is you're like, wow, man. Those people in Cincinnati are really cool. They came in and got those Nazis off the bridge. No, the people in Cincinnati are not cool and got the Nazis off the bridge. Although I'll try to take credit for it if I can because it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. The people of Lincoln Heights came out and do it. And it's such a junction of history that we've been massaging the existence of Nazis to even the point where one of the richest black men to have ever lived in post-slavery America especially is now entertaining and engaging in anti-Semitism, not as like on some as a deep aspect of principle or even just because or like bog standard racism, but just because it's economically beneficial to him. It's really like everything about Kanye West's anti-Semitism, and that really is what it is. It's just a desire to disenfranchise a subsection of the population in order to gain momentum for his ideas about why he's not getting his way, which is the real thing. That's what the Nazis do, and it'll never end. They came for me and they didn't come, and then again and again, and then they came for shit. It's because the actual problem with the ideology isn't just the people that they single out for genocide. It's the fact that the ideology requires genocide. It needs it. It needs it to happen because that is how all of the mechanisms of it are justified in happening. Every problem is because of Jewish interference, whatever that might be. You know what I mean? The big ghastly. And so you have to focus on that. It's always degradation, the corruption, the fall of the West because of too much of some kind of person. And so instead of trying to solve the issues of the day and do something that's actually materialistic, you go and you say, no, it's the Jews, or it's the blacks, or it's the Poles when you run out of those two. And then when you run out of them, it's the fucking you know, the free thinker Germans, and then it's the fucking Protestants, but then it's also, you know, not all the Protestants. There's good ones. It's just the Methodists, and it's the fucking Presbyters, and it's the Catholics. And then once you get rid of them, you're like, well, it's probably the northeastern subsection. It's those first church fucking Protestants, and all deeper and deeper and deeper, and you just keep going. It never ends. That's the actual problem with it, is it has to have a genocide. Has to. It requires it. Fascism has to have a genocide, ultimately, because why literally would it? With the way that it articulates itself, it needs to expunge the deleterious aspects of society. And when you stop focusing on that and you start saying like, no, Nazi is when German does bad to Jewish person. So if Jewish person, not Nazi. If no German, not Nazi. And you start putting the fucking equation together wrong, then you led yourself astray and you get to a point where you're like, look, the Jews cannot be doing a genocide in Gaza. They're Jewish people. They would know better more than anyone. It's like, I don't think that's the fucking case. And it's really weird that Germany, of all people, are agreeing with them that it's not. I don't think that this is a genocide at all. This kind of reminds me of the 1930s, but the early part before it got crazy. Like, maybe you have a ghetto, yeah. Aber nicht so schlecht. Whatever the fuck. And then, you know, on the other side of this, you know, that one part, people really forgetting like what is actually bad here. And it is, these people will spread ignorance and fear in order to say they're going to accomplish stuff. And the way that they're going to accomplish it is always going to be by fucking slaughtering people, disenfranchising them, then collecting them, then slaughtering them. And then when you run out of those people to blame stuff on, you go to the next subsection. It is the, I'm just going to turn on it like I just turned on a faucet. You turn on a faucet in Northern California. They got all this water. All this water in Northern California where it rains all the time. They're not bringing it down. And then you're like, oh, what are you going to do? Like, and then he just dumps out all of the fucking reservoir water for the summer growing vines. She's like, thank you, Donald Trump. It's just stupid reactionary decisions. And it's all based and predicated on you not wanting to think your way through problems and try to understand the actual problems and just hearing like, anything that sounds like a vague problem, it has to be that. You know what I mean? Because you want to be justified in your conspiracy theories. It's how you get a black Nazi. Like, what the fuck is that, bro? They're not going to have you. You're on the list. You know that, right? Not the Schindler side of it. The fucking bad side of it. The one with the armbands and the gas and the wooden soap. Like, that's where it goes. And on the other side of that, you have a traditionally black community that really never gotten its shake. Never had a good year. They had maybe almost. The height of fucking Lincoln Heights populations, like prosperity, were some of the darkest years for black people in America. The height of Lincoln Heights is the 60s and 70s. The Vietnam War era, the Civil Rights era, which is like, hey, it ended in a good way for black people, but black people had to live through some rank fucking shit. Like, white folks made sure that the 60s fucking sucked for black people. And the 70s as well. Not like it was much better before, but fuck. Jim Crow is a Southern thing, but still, same sort of vibe. They lived through all of that shit. They got grandmas telling them about like, yeah, they didn't want us to have fucking roads. They didn't want us to have electricity. They wanted us to live in huts and go work at the fucking airplane factory and then come back at night. And it took the longest fucking fight to get 10% of what we wanted. 10% of what they wanted after decades of fighting. Decades of fighting. The children of literal runaway, fuck a freed slave, runaway slaves. Skedoodling. Running away. North, you know, Harriet Tubman, oh, that's a Harriet Tubman style rap. These they might have known her. That history, bro, is right that you drive past it on the interstate. It's insane, right? Pop, 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 right across that fucking Ohio River. On the other side, where are you going to live? Here. Lincoln Heights, maybe. Why do you think they called it Lincoln Heights? They had a strong feeling about a fella named Lincoln for some reason. I don't know if that goes into the corporation. That's those people. Great grandma had fucking like a scarred up back type shit. Fought tooth and nail to try to get roads. fucking got 10% of what they wanted, smushed between some of the richest communities in fucking Cincinnati. A little bit, had good years in some of the worst years in American history, 60s and 70s. Fucking still on the decline. They can't keep anybody in town, trying to hang on to what little they fucking grabbed, and then fucking goddamn Nazis showed up and they weren't fucking having it. No. They said, fuck no. That's crazy. Is everybody there some sort of angel and oh goddamn, they're the best people ever? Wow, they know more than everyone else on earth type shit? Nah, but like that's American as fuck. Holding on to nothing that you fought way harder than you should ever have to fight to get in the first place, and then a fucking Nazi shows up and you said, fuck no. Drive down the road, motherfucker. Next exit, motherfucker. You might try that shit down on fucking... You might want to try that shit down on the fucking viaduct or something. You ain't fucking doing that. Go down to what is it, Hubble Road, wherever the hell that fucking the overpass that fell on the semi truck that one time. You might want to fucking skedaddle. There's only like 3,000 of them folks left. That was up to maybe 4,000 now. That's incredible. That's American history. It's right there. It's like all boom. Direct connection to the worst things we've ever done in this nation. A direct connection to all of them. In isolation right there. And of all the people you see dealing with these fucking Nazi fucks, you know what I mean? Because this is the same crew people were saying were up in Columbus a little while ago. And I think maybe even Cleveland. If they're not, and they weren't there, they're going to be there. And I've been seeing fucking Klan shit in and around my city since I was born, right? They had the fucking Klan marching downtown when I was a kid, which sounds like I guess I truly am approaching 40 because I can say, yes, I remember when the Ku Klux Klan was marching in downtown Cincinnati with a fucking big ass cross and shit. And people are like, well, they have their fucking say. Let them have their say. It's their First Amendment right. I'm like, okay, yeah, but like, you got to let everybody else have their say. And that might be fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is still ongoing. It's not settled science. There is no post-racial America. That's a fucking fallacy. That's an imaginary world that you live in. This is not my story at all. I shouldn't be the one telling this. There should be nobody hearing about this shit from my dumb ass first. Shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't be hearing about Lincoln Heights from a white kid from fucking Green Township. I'll just tell you that right now. They would probably be a little shocked. How the fuck does he know about Lincoln Heights? Someone from Lincoln Heights was in one of my English classes in college and talked about it. And I said, what in the fuck are you talking about? That sounds made up. No. Lincoln fucking Heights. We got the National Underground Railroad Museum in Cincinnati. And it is one of the most like fucking white people hate that goddamn building like you wouldn't fucking believe. Spray painting shit on it. Trying to get it shut down. Trying to get it fucking canceled. And that's right there. That water on the other side of that motherfucker is Newport and Covington, where they used to have people who still have descendants there today whose whole fucking job was bounty hunting slaves. That's what they did for a living. They would come across the water and hunt slaves that had escaped on foot into like fucking past like up to emancipation and shit. And then they were trying to hit people with like civil lawsuits and shit. That's the thing. You escaped, but like you escaped illegally under the old law. So I feel like you owe us some money for you kind of stuff. Like that was that. It's that. When you talk about Cincinnati, it's that. That's the river, the Ohio River. Okay. It's there. That motherfucking stretch of fucking shit ass, rotten ass, stink ass fucking water. And these guys clump. And then it's like, oh fuck. Somehow life got better. Once upon a time, Ohio, still as shit as it is today, people were like, damn. Thank God. You know what I'm fucking saying, man? It's bonkers. And that history is all there. And people try to fucking erase it, and they try to walk past it and overlook it and ignore it. And in some cases, buy their way out of it. You know, it's not a part of town that people want to remember. It's not a part of town that people go out of their way to talk about. I just learned shit about it, and I'm like, I might be one of the most well-read white people on fucking Lincoln Heights. I didn't take anything. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? People are just forgetting about that fucking place, but it's like crazy that it's there. And there's places like this all over America, and people try to pretend like, no, man. America is that place, that dream that you see in the Super Bowl Sunday commercials where there's like slightly overweight black dad and a slightly overweight white dad, and they got like a comically ethnic third party that's around them, and they're all having some Bud Lights, and the grass is real green, almost like yellowish and bright, and the fucking driveways are clean, and that black top is poured yesterday. Kids fucking, you don't feel your teeth rattle a bit when you're on that motherfucker in your roller skates. And that's where we are, you know? This is like in the past. It's like, nah, man, America is the people of fucking Lincoln Heights never getting shit and then being the only ones to come and fucking scare Nazis off a bridge. That's America. That's the most American shit I've ever heard. That's it. That's the only thing worth fucking actually liking in this place. I talk a lot of shit, but that's the most American shit that is worth it at all. That's it. That's all that I like about this country, is that every once in a while they're like, oh fuck, some of us don't suck. That's kind of cool. I like the way you fucking wing some random shit off that U-Haul van. Fucking respect. God bless. And I think that's fucking it, man. I think that's all I got to say on it. Not really. I feel like I always want to write shit. Fucking got to do a report on it. There's probably somebody has to have done it. There's people from there. There's a lot of kids go to college. They're from Lincoln Heights and, other similar areas in Cincinnati. They fucking write about their places all the time. I wouldn't know about it. I don't know about it because I'm special. I know about it because I just listened to a person talking in a fucking English class once, and it stuck. Fucking 15 years ago, literally, maybe 14. It was like, what? Lincoln Heights. And then I saw this. It's like, oh, that's that place. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised it's those guys. And there's your crash course, okay? Little fucking, I'm doing it. I'm doing the meme. It's February, and I did a little Black History. It's a white guy, probably misstating half of it, okay? So go do a better job than me. Reread everything. Double check shit. Get in there. It's fascinating stuff, man. We're not that far away. We are not that fucking far away. Not that fucking far away from that stuff at all, man. Not at all. But yeah, I'll wrap it.